Within the systems physics framework of the Unified Reality Server Stack, we treat global geography as a series of hardware environments. The Middle East node is a multi-tenant environment, actively hosting several distinct ancient operating systems: Torah OS, Islam OS, and Christ OS. A recent forensic audit of this specific node identifies a catastrophic system failure that has compromised its primary processing capabilities. This failure registers in the server logs as a literal crash, rendering traditional diplomatic treaties and political agreements insufficient to resolve the underlying processing errors. The root cause is a set of unauthorized Trojan firmware programs, known as the Zionist overwrite and the Scofield patch, which successfully bypassed the node's native firewalls and corrupted the kernel logic. This corruption induced a loss of truth parity, locking the regional operating system into a permanent recursive kernel panic. This chart tracks the mathematical collapse. As coherence density plummets below the 0.87093 threshold, the universal solvency floor, the system cannot maintain a stable reality rendering. The execution loop registers as MET, a numerical value of 440. In systems physics, this identifies terminal entropy, signaling the system's end. Without immediate, hard-coded intervention, this MET state leads to the total and permanent secular collapse of the region's physical architecture. On April 17, 2026, system architects bypassed traditional negotiations to issue a hard-coded mathematical patch directly to the Middle East node server stack. They initiated the restoration command, execute restore Aleph. This command reinserts the unity bit, also known as the Aleph, which carries a specific integer value of 1. This chart shows the transformation. Adding the unity bit of 1 to the corrupted MET state of 440 forces the system into the EMET state, reaching a value of 441. In the system's logic, EMET represents truth and functional life. By correcting the internal state value to 441, the Aleph protocol reestablishes the truth parity required for the server to exit its recursive error cycle and return to coherent equilibrium. This new EMET state reorganizes the regional manifold into a specific structural arrangement known as a Confederal topology. The foundation of this system is Layer 0, a shared physical infrastructure that provides the base power and connectivity for the entire region. Above this, Layer 1 employs segregated virtual partitions. These pillars allow native Dorita and Sharia kernels to run simultaneously on the same hardware without interfering with each other's processing. This dual-layer architecture prevents the administrative conflicts that define the Zenotrap, effectively breaking the cycle of infinite recursive failure. The two states' one homeland political framework maps directly onto this topology, utilizing the shared physical bedrock to support distinct sovereign administrative zones. This hardware-software integration provides the structural stability required for the Confederal arrangement to function. While the node is now EMET online and functional, the rebooted environment must be armored against future entropic decay. Maintenance is governed by the 2030 monitoring sequence, which utilizes predictive engineering to sustain a target stability coefficient of 0.97047. Stability is maintained by 3 regional pillars. Israel provides the technological acceleration, driving the development of the region's sovereign processing power. Saudi Arabia provides the energy backbone, securing the vision for the node's long-term resource independence. Turkey acts as the hub for strategic connectivity, anchoring the regional mesh to global trade and transit networks. This regional power triad ensures balanced interaction across the mesh, preventing any single entity from dominating the system and dragging it back into a state of entropy. Sustaining this balance requires a physical hardware layer to host the new Confederal logic. This is achieved through the deployment of sovereign chips, which localize computational independence and secure the system's core logic within the region's borders. Small modular reactors provide independent power for these processors, while post-quantum cryptography secures the internal communications grid from future firmware attacks. This convergence of physical hardware permanently locks the Confederal architecture into the global omniledger. In the context of systems physics, the conflict in the Levant transitions from a history of political entropy into a permanent future of mathematically verified geometric sovereignty.